What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shayrenee, and we are back to talk about Toya and Reginae, season 1, episode 4, social media meltdown. And can I tell you something? Reginae, girl, put them Twitter fingers away. Let's just get into it, shall we?
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming in with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reap and we coursing on.
All right, y'all. So the episode starts off where Armand and Reginae are on a little date. They go ATVing. They seem to have a good time. She is over it after a little bit of time. I guess it was too bumpy. The ride was too bumpy, and Maya got a little bruised up because it was just a little crazy. And sounds a bit like their relationship. Bumpy, hard ride. I don't know. Maybe this was some definition of what they got going on. So anyway, after she's done riding, she's like, oh, okay, I'm done. Let's get on up out of here. They go and sit down and talk. So they talk about their communication issues. She lets him know, listen, I'm not trying to control you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. And I'm not trying to clock you. It's just that I really care about you. And I really just be calling you because I want to talk to you. Like I be just wanting to tell you what I'm doing or whatever the case may be. And he's like, well, you're my girl, so you know how I am. You know I'm not like that type of person where I may be expressing my feelings and whatnot and doing all of that. That's just not my background. But I'm learning to try to communicate the way that it suits you. Like I'm trying to understand you. And I knew that whole conversation was full of crap. First of all, Reginae, let's just call a spade because she even said it within the conversation. She said, we go from us seeing each other every day to now we don't really see each other that often. You're working a lot. I got my stuff going on, but I be wanting to talk to you or whatever the case may be. Girl, you miss your dude. That's what it is. You want to talk to him every 5 minutes. Y'all are grown-ups. Y'all are not teenagers, okay? You've got to grow up. This man is out here trying to get it and do what he got to do to be successful because he doesn't have a celebrity dad that can help him. And I'm going to draw that back just a little bit because Reginae has to work hard to be where she is too. People keep on saying that, oh, because Lil Wayne is her dad and Toya is her mama, she gets to do this, that, and the third. Does she have some privileges because of who her father is? Yes, but her talents have to get her to the next level. Her being somebody's daughter is not going to be the way for the rest of her life. And I really am tired of people constantly using that. But I feel like she leans on it too, because later on in the episode, she alludes to people looking for clout where it comes to her. And I don't think that Armand is around her for clout. I really, really don't. I think that young man really did have feelings for her. But to be truthful and honest, I think that once he got into a relationship with her, he realized she was immature and he didn't want to deal with it anymore. And he loved her, so he didn't want to hurt her feelings. So, and it's so public, their relationship, he didn't know how to let her down easy or let it go. That's what I feel is going on, because he is out here trying to get his career going, and you calling him every 5 minutes. And I also think that there's some level of rebelliousness with that too, because I feel like he's probably not answering the phone as much as he probably should have, because he's probably like, listen, I don't care who you are. I'm not about to be answering my phone for you every 5 minutes. Don't call me every 5 minutes. I done told you what I'm doing. I'm not about to be talking to you all day and night. I'm working. Both of them are immature. That's just what it is. All he had to do was sit down and have a conversation with her about it. All she had to do was talk to him about it. Listen, Armand, I was in a relationship with Lucci before. I've dated rappers in the past, and they've cheated on me. So, I feel the need. I don't know why I do this, and I don't know if it's annoying you, but let me know. I call all the time because I want to know what you're doing. I want to know what's going on because I have a level of insecurity. But you have to be able to be mindful of that, and you have to open up and be honest with yourself, Reginae. I don't know if it's that you're insecure or you think you that girl where he just need to answer the phone for you every 5 minutes. Whatever you think it is, that is not the proper recipe for a good relationship with this young man. He don't want to be clocked. Let me tell you something. Don't no man want to be clocked all day. Hell, I'm a woman and I don't want to be clocked all day. I'm working. I'm minding my business. I'm doing what I need to do. Please don't call me all day. I don't even want to talk to my friends on the phone all day because I got stuff to do. And anybody that can talk on the phone all day, I don't want to be around you because you don't got enough to do in my mind. So I just feel like both of y'all need to grow up. Reginae, you need to stop going to the internet for every single thing. You need to actually have a conversation with your boyfriend or whoever the hell he is to you now, child. I don't know. But moving on. Listen, she want to move to LA. He want to move to LA. They want to go out there and do their YouTube videos together, and then they want to continue to do things together to expand their career options. She want to be in more movies, I guess, begin acting, doing more TV. He's going to be exploring his music. In LA, they have a plethora of opportunity, I guess, which I'm like, y'all in Black Hollywood in Atlanta. You can probably do all that stuff in Atlanta. But hey, you like it, I love it. Get on the plane, frequent flyer miles. Yeah, do what you want to do. Moving on. Beatty finally brings her stuff to Toya's house and she moves in because she's finally left Mel for good. So Toya is happy they can finally live under one roof because they never got a chance to live with each other as they were growing up because they grew up in different households. So now she can finally get to the bottom of why her and Beatty are not close, get to know Beatty more, and they can develop a real sisterly relationship because Toya has a conversation with Beatty and she's like, listen, I just want to move forward. Whatever that takes for us to do that, I want to do that. So as they're starting to have a conversation, Beatty's friend, what's her name? Child, bear with me. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning doing this video, but y'all gonna get it at 9 in the morning. One of Beatty's friends calls to check in on her. Okay. And the friend basically, Toya ends up leaving out the room. She's like, okay, well, I'm gonna let you, her friend Brittany. Toya leaves out the room so that she can talk to Brittany after she speaks to Brittany. And Brittany basically tells Beatty, she's like, listen, I'm glad that you live with your sister. This is going to be a good, fresh start for you. But you need to learn to be open and open-minded and speak up. That's what you need to do. And Beatty was like, yeah, I really want to get closer to my family. I want to learn how to speak up. I want to, just speak my mind, say what I got to say, and just move forward. Like, I really just want to do better for myself overall. And her friend was like, yeah, sound good. You always saying you talk a good game, but I want to see the actions. I want to actually see you doing the things that you saying that you're going to do. And I agree. I think that a lot of people around Beatty is seeing that she talks a real good game, but the actions need to speak louder than the words for sure. So moving on, Toya talks to Red about Beatty moving in and asks, how does he feel about it? And Red was like, oh, I'm cool with it. I like having Beatty around. I think it's going to be good. And I think that this will be a good way for y'all to rebuild, build y'all relationship and y'all to move forward. So Toya says she wants to have a conversation with Beatty to find peace in her, within her family. And Red explains to Toya that she wants peace in the family, but you want peace in a situation with a whole bunch of crazy people. These people are not looking to get any peace within the family. They out here doing the most, okay? They are constantly bringing turmoil every single day. So there's no way for you to put an end to something that other people are not actively participating in trying to end. So basically, you trying to make peace, but they still running around causing problems. It's not going to work. So he's like, basically, you're going to continue running yourself ragged. And me, Rain, and Reginae, we need you. We're your immediate family. Like, we need you. But yet, you continue to try to find some way to patch everybody back up in your family, and it's just not going to work. And she's like, that's easy for you to say because you grew up in a wholesome household. You had both of your parents and they super calm and cool, calm and collected, and they good people. Like, you grew up with these people. I didn't have that opportunity growing up or whatever, because my mother was, addicted to a substance or whatever the case may be. They lived in different households. And Red is just like, listen, that can't be your excuse. Like, stop trying to be Captain Save a Hoe for your family and they ain't trying to be saved. Do you do what you can? That you can't do, live your best life and stop worrying about them. She's like, that's easier said than done. So then she gets into talking about Reginae and Armand, and she says, she doesn't that Reginae texted her saying that she's going to Miami to get away. And she said Armand, Reginae basically said Armand is kind of switching up on her. So she just want to go to Miami for a night to clear her head. And Toya says that she hopes that everything is okay. So Toya has, in the next scene, Toya has Nurse Keisha, who is a family friend and also a part of the Wait No More team, to come over to give them some vitamin IV drops. And so Toya's mother comes in there too, and they're basically talking to Nurse Keisha about her mother not never really wanting to go to the doctor. And the mom, Nita, was like, oh, I did go get a checkup. I had a checkup when I was having both of y'all. And Toya was like, girl, I'm 40 years old and she is 30. Like, what are you talking about? That is a long time ago. You need to get a checkup. She's like, I'm fine, but I feel good. I don't need to go to the doctor. So Toya is really concerned about her mother because they've had some recent deaths in the family. Her aunt passed away from cancer. They had a number of other family members and some of her mother's friends that had passed away. So Toya is like, she's wondering if her mom is actually scared of the doctor because of all that she's witnessed with her friends and their health issues. And Toya is just trying to get her mother to understand that the earlier detection is the best way to handle things. And if you're just walking around acting like you don't know, that doesn't mean that it's not going to, it don't exist if something's wrong with you. So Toya over here trying to plot to figure out how she can get her to the daggone doctor. And Nita walks off saying, I'm good. I ain't going nowhere. So moving on, Reginae is in Miami living her best life over for her overnight trip, okay, to clear her mind because of whatever is going on with her and Armand. And she says that they're not seeing eye to eye and they couldn't really find any common ground. So basically they had a fight and broke up again. And she says basically they beefing and she wants to show him. Basically, listen, this is what I think Reginae is doing. I think that Reginae was upset because Armand is not giving her the attention that she so feels like she deserves. I think that she knows that she's immature. He's very mature. She out here, she can do whatever she want to do because, money is not an object for her, right? So she just can't understand why he is not flocking after her. She's Reginae Carter. But you also have a lot of time on your hands, obviously. This boy doesn't. He doesn't want to talk to you all day long. Like, you got to find a hobby. You got to find something to do. So I guess they still arguing over this communication, or maybe she's feeling like she need him to be around her all the time. Whatever. So she takes this little trip to Miami. And of course, she all over social media, I'm sure. So she probably went down there thinking that he gonna look at her stories and he gonna see her living her best life. Like, oh, I'm taking trips. I catch flights, not feelings, honey. I can see her doing some little Bama stuff like that, thinking that, oh, okay, I'm gonna take a trip and I'm living my life. I'm not thinking about you. I'm living my life like it's golden. I don't care what you doing. That's that little immature stuff that she's doing. But let me tell y'all what I really think. I'm going to tell y'all what I really think. And y'all probably not going to like me for saying this. I think Reginae staged that situation. Allegedly. I feel like she did. I feel like she may have staged it so that now Armand feels bad for her, right? Y'all are on the oops and the outs. So, okay, I'm going to have this situation staged where he's mad at me because obviously I'm wrong for going on social media and airing our business out. So, what better way to take his mind off of all the things that I did to now shift his anger to worry? So if somebody has broken into my house, that's immediately going to prompt him to reach out to me and feel bad for me and come and stay at my house and sleep with me every night to make sure that I'm okay because I'm scared, all of that. And I'm going to go to Miami for just one night so that this can happen. I'm going to make it, because we've been arguing. So I'm going to make it seem like that's real believable, right? I went to Miami for a whole night. And these people must have known that I was out of town. So they come and all of a sudden want to break in my house. See, here's the thing. That's why when I put stuff on social media, for this very reason, because if this is true and this really did happen, because you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's true. I believe it's made up. I believe it's staged. I believe she did this for a sympathy seeking mission with homeboy, and it ain't work. It backfired on her because not only did he not respond, he didn't call her nothing. And then you go and do the self same thing that had y'all arguing in the first place. You go on Twitter and tweet about it again. Instead of calling the boy and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. I know we're on the outs, but somebody broke in my house. Probably because you couldn't put your acting chops on good enough to be acting scared and frazzled. Girl, this is a bunch of cockamamie BS. This girl, like, Reginae has some very mature qualities, but I feel like there's a lot of things. She's childish. I can sense some childishness in her where she would do some BS like that to for a sympathy seeking mission. Sorry guys, but that's what I think happened. But moving on, Reginae comes back from Miami, and her gate was. This is where she finds out about the alleged, or I get it's on camera, so she sees what happened with the break-in. Her gate was open. Someone had broken, and basically somebody broke into her house. They pulled down her Ring camera, all of that. So she called the police. Mind you, I don't understand why she didn't show her mother the footage, because there obviously was a camera that could see this person that was at her door. I'm shocked that in the video she wasn't showing her mother the person standing at the door breaking in. I don't know. So then she says people must have known she wasn't home and tried. That was what made them try to come and do that. And she was like, thankfully nobody. I can tell that if they did it while I was gone, they didn't have any bad intentions towards me directly. They just wanted to come and get my stuff out of my house. They weren't necessarily trying to hurt me. So that brings me some, she said that brings her some comfort. But I'm like, girl, you are like really calm for somebody that just had this going on. And you're not worried about, see, this is what makes me think that this is staged. Because she was so distraught over the fact that Armand didn't call her. Not the fact that somebody violated her privacy and violated her home. And that somebody, and did they take anything? Was anything broken on the inside? Like, I needed more information from this whole robbery situation. That's what makes me feel like you did this as a sympathy seeking mission from Armand. And I think that he saw right through that. So that's why he went and did the YouTube video, because he's like, okay, I'm just as he gonna fight back with the same stuff that you doing. You going on the internet and tweeting, he going on the internet and tweeting. You thinking that he should call you, instead of you calling him and telling him what happened, he just goes on the internet and does a YouTube video. Instead of calling you and checking in on you, he does a YouTube video. Both of y'all need to grow the hell up. That's all I'm saying. So Reginae is explaining all of this to Toya and telling her, this is why I want to move. I just want to move. Like, I don't even want to be in that house anymore. And Toya was like, okay, I understand. We'll look for some houses or whatever. And she's like, okay. And Reginae was like, I'm not even going back to that house anymore. Like, I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of that house. I'm like, girl, okay. So then Reginae says that she talks about how she went on and tweeted on the internet and she went live on social media, basically talking about how she felt like Armand wasn't there for her or whatever the case may be. I'm like, girl, this is just team too much. You gotta stop this. Like, what happened to picking up the phone and talking to somebody? Hell, what happened to texting the person? I could see her even texting him to be like, I mean, Dad, it's all over the news that my house got broken into and you ain't even reach out to me or nothing. Like, you could have did that. Girl, you gotta grow up. You gotta grow up, sis. Grow up. And don't I hope you didn't stage this mess, because if you did, child, moving on. So Toya takes Danielle to semi spa, because I don't know if we can really call this a spa, because they just got like an electronic massage on the legs and rub down. It looks relaxing. But she took her there because they it was recently her birthday. Danielle went out of town with her husband, but she said it just didn't feel right. I felt like there were people missing. Like, I was just there with my husband. And Toya was like, you probably needed that. You needed a vacation with just the two of y'all so y'all can enjoy each other. She was like, you're right. But Danielle was like, she really wanted to do something with her friends as well. So Toya begins to tell her about the whole situation with her mother not wanting to go to the doctor. Then she tells her about Reginae and her situation. And in her head the whole time, she's like, okay, I'm going to have a surprise birthday party for Danielle, because she wasn't really expecting anybody to do anything for her. So they're going to have this whole surprise pajama party for her later on. And she has no idea. So moving on, Reginae goes to do Revolt TV as a co-host for a show called Black Girl Stuff, which I need to watch this show. This sounds interesting. They talk about relationships and love bombing. So Reginae, and later on in the episode, she runs away with the love bombing situation, child. It's, first of all, she using it wrong, but that's just a side note. So Reginae is in the back after the show is over, and she's talking to her manager. She says, I know you've seen everything all over the news about what's going on at my house. That's even more reason why I want to go and move to LA and leave Atlanta. And so of course the manager is like, listen, as long as I'm getting my money, I don't really care where the hell you live. Okay. That was the face he had on. And she just, I don't know, Reginae just doesn't seem like this whole break-in was really bothering her that much. That's why I'm telling y'all, that break-in ain't real, in my opinion. In my opinion, I don't know if allegedly, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just saying this is looking a little fishy. It's a little fishy. Okay. So Toya and next thing, Toya and BD chat about her moving in and getting closer to everybody. Toya basically cuts to the chase and asks her to open up about like what's really wrong with her. Like, she asked BD, "What is your real problem with me?" Because I've heard that you've told Danielle, you've told other people in the family. Like, I just really want to know what's going on. What's creating the breakdown in our relationship? And BD basically says, listen, I don't want to be that person that's asked. I don't want anything from you. I don't want to ask you for anything. Basically, I feel like BD is on eggshells around Toya, and it because she doesn't want to. She probably needs help, or knows that she has a great resource in Toya, but she probably sees how everybody else is always constantly pulling from her. So she doesn't want to do the same thing, whether it's financially, emotionally, mentally, whatever. And so BD is making a conscious effort not to participate in that with her family members, but it creates a level of resentment because deep down inside, now she's thinking, okay, well, I don't really ask you for much, but you don't really ask me if I need anything either. That's where I feel like BD is coming from. I feel like BD needs for Toya to want her around. She needs to feel like Toya has value in her. She needs to feel from Toya that she is a real plausible piece of her friend group. Like, she wants to feel closer to Toya, but it's like I feel like Beatty wants Toya to initiate that closeness, if that makes sense. If y'all following what I'm saying. I just feel like Beatty just doesn't want Toya to feel like she is another person trying to use her. Does she need her sister? Yes. But she doesn't want to come off as another leech. So the remedy to all of this is y'all need to talk. Stop, Beatty, stop going over Danielle's house telling her everything and talking to everybody else that'll listen besides the person that you really have the issue with. That's my issue with Beatty. You go and talk to everybody else, or you keep everything so bottled up inside when you could just go and easily just dead the situation and talk to the source. But anyway, moving on. Beatty says that she loves Toya. That's her sister, and she's definitely going to work on it. And Toya reveals to Beatty, she's like, "Listen, girl, I don't be annoyed by you. Here's the one that I'm annoyed by, that your brother, that damn Casey. Okay, because he calls me and asks me for shit, always want me to do something and whatnot. But then who checking on me? Homeboy don't check on me and see how I'm doing. Don't nobody be checking up on me, Toya." That's how Toya feels, I think. She's like, everybody call me, gimme, can you spare? But ain't nobody calling to ask her if she need anything. That's the classic situation where one person out of the family makes it and people just feel entitled to that person's success financially. Moving on, Toya finally gets her mother to go to the doctor. And ironically, the doctor is Dr. Contessa, if you're heavenly. Okay. So Dr. Contessa gives her some good bedside manner. She kind of makes Nita feel more comfortable. But I thought it was really funny that Toya tricked her. She told her they were going somewhere and they didn't end up going where she said that they were going. And she basically forced her into that doctor's office. But I think Nita feels comfortable with Dr. Contessa. And hopefully she will continue to go regularly and not wait another 40 years. Okay. So moving on, Toya and Reginae are talking, and she talked about Reginae talks about love bombing and clout chasing. And she goes into talking about Armand doing the video. But girl, you was on live doing videos too. Like, you tweeting, you doing videos. So he's just responding the same way that you responding. And she's still annoyed that he didn't call her. Girl, did you call him? This sympathy seeking mission that Reginae is on, I think that she feels like she can get him back through sympathy. And after that, I'ma live right. I'ma do the right thing after I get him back. I promise I won't tweet anymore. I promise I won't do the social media thing anymore. That's a part of you, because you keep on making excuses saying that's what the young people do now. No. Because if you're smart, a lot of young people are not putting a lot of stuff on the internet because of the fact that it is a living, breathing thing on the internet. It never goes away. So when you're looking for a job or you doing this and doing that, they can see all the way back to all the foolishness that you did and put it all over the internet. And yours is even worse, Reginae, because you are a celebrity. Stop putting everything on the damn internet. Everybody don't need to know what's going on in your relationships outward on the internet. Now that you're on reality TV, show your stuff on the TV screen. Don't be all on the internet doing stuff. And Toya was even like, why do y'all kids do that? Why do y'all put the stuff on the internet? Why you can't vent to somebody? She's like, when something happened to me, I'd be like, girl, you ain't never gonna believe this. Toya was like, she'll call her good friend, not getting on the internet talking trash. And Reginae was like, y'all be getting on the internet too. And Toya said, the only way that I get up on the internet talking trash to people or telling them about themselves is when they messing with my kids. I don't play about my kids. And anybody that's talking about my children, they can get it. So, child, Reginae is doing the most, and Toya basically tells her, "Girl, stay off of Twitter, and just stay away from the drama, please, okay?" So then Reginae says, "Yeah, I just need to get on this whole moving situation." So then Toya says, "There's some houses close to me." Basically, she was like, "There's a bunch of houses close to her house. They got swimming pools and all this other stuff. And so she should move closer so they can be all one big happy family." Meanwhile, Reginae over there stewing about, like, how do I tell my mother that I'm actually going to move to LA? I think Lil Wayne lives in LA because I seen her making a grilled cheese sandwich at his house one day. Maybe she can stay with her dad for a while until she gets up. I don't know. I don't know if the grass is much greener on the other side in LA. So moving on, Toya rents, and the last scene, Toya rents a house where they have a surprise pajama party for Danielle. Danielle is none the wiser. She shows up looking cute. She's like, "Oh, this is cute," walking in the house. And then everybody has their pajamas on and they yell surprise and surprise her. So she is totally and utterly excited. The cake says happy birthday, B-I-E-I-E-I, but it says the real word. I'm just, abbreviating and or making it longer than it is. And so she was like, "Well, that cake is small, so I guess there's nobody gonna jump out of that cake. Sometimes you need a little spice and pizzazz here and there. But girl, enjoy your pajama party, girl. Ain't nobody getting no damn scripper to be coming over here." So moving on, Reginae shows up with a couple of her girls from her posse, child. And she just looking all sad and moping the whole time, looking in her phone. I'm like, "Damn, Reginae, you ain't a good you a party pooper. You over there all heartbroken and stuff, thinking about Armand. If y'all just have a conversation and you stop trying to be up his butt, he stopped trying to be stubborn when obviously, here's the thing, obviously for Reginae to go through all the stuff that she's going through with this, I, in my opinion, allegedly staging a robbery, then you want to move to LA. It's like you are really in too deep with homeboy. I will be interested to see what he's offering back to her. Cause you over here playing in your phone during a pajama party, everybody around you having a good old time, probably playing flip cup and some more stuff, and you over here moping. Unbelievable. So everybody is kind of winding down for the night, and Danielle asks Reginae about what's going on with her house, how is she going to handle this stuff, and what are her next steps. And Reginae says, "Yeah, I'm never going back to that house, and actually, I'm going to be moving to LA." So Toya is caught off guard. So she completely starts to get emotional. She starts to cry. And she's like, "My girls are my everything. I've never been like far away from Reginae for a long period of time." That's what she says. And I think that she's just feeling a bit sad because she's like, "Oh my gosh, you're going to be like basically across the country." And she's so used to Reginae probably just coming over all the time, randomly unannounced, and they having a good old time hanging out. But you can't do that no more if she all the way in LA. But then you can look at it like, okay, now when you go to LA, you have a place to visit or a place to stay rather. But I'm pretty sure Toya probably gonna get her some 5-star service wherever she at. But y'all, that's all I got. Leave it down in the comments. Do y'all think that Reginae staged that whole incident at her house? I think she did, y'all. I'm just saying. I think it's immature if she did. I pray she didn't do that. But I think she did that. But if you did do that, why would you? The self same thing that got y'all relationship in the turmoil that it's in, you on the internet, you doing some tricky stuff, you talking to people that I don't know what the heck is going on with those two. I don't know if it's a situation of he tired of her talking to the internet over him. You talking to people that you don't know on the internet instead of talking to your guy. Call your boyfriend. Tell him that you upset. Tell him that you mad he ain't picking up the phone. Tell him about your robbery situation. Child, I'm done. I can't. I think what I think. It is what it is. I hope she don't do that shit no more if that was the case. Thank y'all for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if for all the people that are watching this show too, so we can all share in the questions, comments, and concerns about this alleged robbery, okay? And comment down below, do y'all think she staged it? Let me know, because I'm interested to see if anybody thinks the same way I think. But y'all, until the next video, I'm going to go take my tail to bed. Peace out.